面对新竹街口工程师的比赛，这是在我们农历年前最后一周的赛事，而同样也是我们桃园领航员队连续第4周的闭门开打。虽然票房的损失相当的多，固然遗憾，但若是能够换来大家对于我们新冠肺炎疫情稳定的信心，球团依然愿意持续的负重继续前行。 而在没有乘客的现场支援下，球队目前正在努力寻求摆脱近期连败的低潮，希望总会是出现在坚持到底的前方，而能够抓住希望的瞬间，就会看到胜利成功的方向。领航员的战士们，希望我们一起坚定我们的信念，成为我们的步伐，用我们顽强的意志，继续努力，航向胜利成功的终点站。今天一起来为桃园领航员加油！接下来赛事要来开打，首先为各位介绍今天来访客队新竹街口工程师登陆球员名单。背号1号 ，Number 1， 肖顺义。 Number 2， 2号郑伟。Number 3， 3号林明义。Number 7， 7号林立人。Number 11， 绝配号11号潘冠汉。Number 21， 21号陈立焕。Number 22， 绝配号52号龙义生。 新竹街口工程师本场是 Starting Five 先发5人名单 ，Number 4 4号高国豪 ，Number 12垂背号12号李佳瑞 ，Number 14 14号田浩 ，Number 30垂背号30号 Julian Wright，Number 34 34号Hsinchu。 为各位介绍新竹街口工程师总经理高景言先生、领队许玉仁先生、总教练林冠伦、助理教练沈新汉、体能教练黄胜富。新竹街口工程师再度来袭，领航员前提最。
亲爱的乘客们。 机长陈新安，欢迎各位登机。桃园领航员航空马上就要起飞喽！敬请各位乘客尽快就座，与我们一起胜利领航，飞向梦想的天空 ，Go！
欢迎乘客用最高士气火与桃园领航员作战部队。桃园领航员 Number 7垂背号7号前锋，来自南山高中明道大学跳人林耀珠。Number 15前锋，领航员的新生代巨塔，来自松山高中纽约理工学院200公分的孙思瑶。 游击突破得心应手，来自南山高中国立台湾艺术大学18号 Number 18小福星后卫赖国伟，求胜欲望强烈，冲锋陷阵毫不含扣的，在新中学辅仁大学前锋23号190公分陈进环 ，Number 29前锋。 来自昆山高中台湾体育运动大学 UBA 得分王188公分张根玉 ，Number 50号正港台湾人 from Taoyuan University Center 护国神 Q Quincy Davis。 Number 63 63号183公分，南山高中明道大学的后场指挥官彭俊彦。桃园 Pilot Today Starting Lineup， 桃园领航员今天所安排先发阵容 ，From University of Miami 全方位的多功能武器 ，Number 5 Forward Devon Reed。 Number 6 6号后卫，南山高中国立体育大学后勤战备的拼命三郎，180公分，关达拉美拉，关达佑。 那么28号，国产巡弋飞弹来自松山高中文化大学前锋台湾阿瑶施俊尧。而那么 30准备要30号 Starter 中锋，来自南山高中中州科技大学重型轰炸机碰碰陈冠全。Number 40 from Korean University New Brunswick， 击落硬哈206公分 ，Kevin Chen。为各位介绍桃园领航员总经理陈信安，执行教练杨怡峰，助理教练黄启峰，体能教练穆建宏。Final Rock。两队最后的认真练习，为各位介绍本场次辛苦3位执法裁判老师，主裁判员 Group Chef 洪永玉，安排1第一检察员黄正峰，安排2第2检察员陈兆英。在农历年前的最后1周，最后2场桃园领航员的主场的赛事。虽然在近期地主桃园领航员一个小小的低潮，我希望持续在我们农历年前能够在封关前来打出一个庆祝行情。桃园领航员的2场主场，分别对上今天的新竹街口工程师，以及明天要来对上富邦勇士队。虽然各位乘客们不能够来到现场为桃园领航员用最激情的呐喊声音来加油，当然我们每一场赛事都需要各位乘客的陪着我们一起坚定而且精彩的走完。透过转播持续为桃园领航员空中支援。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. We're back here in the Peach City, Taoyuan, where the pilots try to shake off their last week's performance and rediscover that winning feeling. I'm Ryan Chen, your English play-by-play broadcaster. I'm joined by former player James Mao Jia, the color commentator tonight on the English side. James, it's been a while. How have you been?
Oh, good, man. I was down in Hsinchu a few weeks ago, and they threw me down there and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, this week you're doing Chinese." So it was a little bit of a challenge, but happy to be back here in my comfort zone with you.
All right. Well, there's our matchup card tonight. Their opponents is the Hsinchu Lioneers. The two teams were 1-1 in their head-to-head matchup before last Sunday night. The Lioneers took the season lead with a road victory. With this afternoon's result, the Braves fall to 10-2. The Dreamers get a victory and now are 4-7 in the third spot. Tonight's two teams, the Pilots at 5-5 and the Hsinchu Lioneers 3-8, bringing up the rear. You know, the standings say one thing, but we've seen plenty of good basketball games and some not so good as well, huh, James? That's just how it goes in the pros.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen some good back and forth, but some of the top teams right now, they're the teams that kind of played together a little bit longer, have some more chemistry.
Sounds good. On the Mandarin side, we have Ha Xiaoyuan and Zhang Yaozong. That is Corey on the left and Eddie on the right, providing our Mandarin commentary. 感谢大家的收看。主播王耀宗与球评哈校园负责今晚的中文转播，要听他们的球评讲事宜，请转到我们平台的另外一个频道中文转播。Hsinchu was taking the headlines previously. He set the league high in blocks down in Zhanghua, then turned around and scored another 20 points against these pilots. The big man is kind of finally finding his groove.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, that's always been his, his strength. Offensively, it's been a surprise how he's kind of come around, getting close to 20 points in these two games.
Equally impressive, of course, was his teammate Julian Wright, who was also a big part of the game. Back to Hsinchu. That's consecutive games of 20-plus scoring and consecutive games of 15-plus rebounds. His hands starting to be more sure. On your screen now is the transformation of Hsinchu. The first 4 games averaging just about 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. Well, the last 2 games last week, 25 points to the average and 15.5 rebounds, 5 blocks on the average. So statistically, of course, important, but playing in the middle of the Lioneers defense, changing up the dynamics big time with being the back end of the defense.
Yeah, the 5 blocks is crazy. Those are really helpful for the team to get out in transition, just kind of locking up their whole inside defense for them.
So looking back at the last time these two teams played each other, both teams were coming off their Saturday loss. And then they talked about throwing away the tape. The Pilots set a plus league record in the wrong ways. They started with the first quarter, committing 8 turnovers. That's a league high. Eventually getting down by 25 in the first half, and they only scored 25 by the halftime buzzer. James, with such a, well, unfortunate performance, you just got to throw away the tape on that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got to cut down the turnovers a lot. I think the way the Pilots play, they like to play fast. They like to pass the ball, especially in transition. So that sometimes you score a lot of points. Sometimes you have a lot of turnovers from that.
On your screen now is the graphic. The import players for the Pilots score 50% of their points. That's the league high. The next highest is the Formosa Taishin Dreamers, 49, so they're in the ballpark. And the Lioneers down to 39, and the lowest are the Taipei Fubon Braves. So each team not only have different kinds of imports, they also have different team dynamics and strategies on the court. All things to take note of.
Yeah, I think that's a big stat right there, 36% from the Fubon. So that means, a lot of the local players are really getting involved, and they have the best record right now.
On the screen on the right, number 5, Davon Reed. You mentioned he committed the league high in turnovers with 7 last game. I look back on the film. Some of them were naturally his. He threw it into traffic. Other times, passes went through his teammates' hands, but that's kind of just how it goes when you have such a high usage rate.
Yeah, you see guys in like the NBA, like James Harden, they have a lot of turnovers because they have the ball in their hand a lot. So that's going to be expected from him as well. Just try to see if he can cut down on some of those unforced turnovers.
For the Lioneers, they're starting up from left to right. That's Tian Hao, number 14. Oscar Gaoguohao, Li Jiarui, that's Evan. Julian Wright, number 30, and Hsinchu, the center, starting number 34. Now for the Pilots from left to right, Guan Dayo, number 6, Si Jinyao, 28, Reed, 5, Kareem Jack will get the start at number 40, and so will Peng Peng Chen Guanquan a little bit of lineup algorithms and alchemy. Quincy Davis not starting this game. James, how many times in his lifetime do you think Quincy Davis hasn't started a basketball game?
I think only if he said, I don't want to start this game, maybe he hasn't started. But I think they're probably trying to bring him off, bring some more energy off the bench. And especially with the Bigs matchup, you know, let him go with the second unit, see if he can help that crowd.
He seemed like he was having a good time on the bench. Won't see him there for too long. They need Quincy Davis, especially in the fourth quarter. Considered a big advantage. He's registered as a domestic player, naturalized ROC Taiwan citizen. Tip goes up and the Lioneers will control. Oscar swinging it to Evan, number 12. He hasn't got the start. And the pass hits the basket.
Almost went in.
Wonder how the scorers will score that one. We'll check with them later. Shot by Reed, quick counter. Bounces out and Evan will collect the rebound and away we go.
Yeah, the Lioneers, they're starting with 2 point guards, so trying to really speed up the pace of their offense.
Switching out maybe a little bit more nimble and agile Evan in there, Li Jiarui. He receives a top instead of the center, Loisa. That pass is intercepted and another turnover the Lioneers. Unless you count that first one as a shot.
That's a turnover.
All right, Si Jinyao with the mid-range, it's good.
Yeah, and he's got to be aggressive, especially with the Lioneers starting 2 smaller point guards. He's going to have one of them guarding him. He's got to be aggressive.
One key with the Pilots' victories at home is Si Jinyao turns it on in the fourth quarter, hitting a lot of three-pointers, being that in Mandarin called the Gongji Jiantou, the focal point of the offense. To be getting a little held up by Pong Pong, coaxed the foul on the reach.
Yeah, it was pretty good defense, I think. Last second kind of reached in, maybe got him on a little bit on the arm, a little bit with the body. Pretty clean, actually.
The referees need to adjust their eyes a little bit. You're right, caught a lot of ball. So going back to the Pilots' turnovers, that bug has hit them hard. They averaged 19.7 a game. James, what's the cure? Just keep it simple, maybe?
Yeah, I think they, you know, because I played for them before, so I know the style is they like to get out in transition. So they like to pass a lot, you know, in transition. When you pass a lot in transition, you tend to have, you know, 2 people that gotta pass it and catch it, right? So
that's true. Reed missing on the other end. Oscar will lead the break for the Lioneers. Challenge at the hoop and rolls it in and one. Good left hand.
Good move.
Good body control, holding off the defender, finishing in the end. Also survived the swipe down too.
Yeah, good anticipation, and you know, saw he was kind of on the side of him, just took it strong.
Made free throw. The Lioneers take the lead, 3-2. Oscar, top 5 in the league in steals at 5.1. That leads the team. Getting steals and running out in the transition, still the identity of these young Lioneers.
Yeah, he's really active on the defensive end, so they need that. Almost another steal there.
Reed receives it, gets it in the middle to Jack. There's Hashim to beat to erase it. Keep track of that block total. Swing out Tianhao. Won't shoot it in Jack's face. They'll reset. Again, looking for it to beat, perhaps. Julian Wright from the left side with the goggles. On his Instagram, he said he got poked in the eye during one workout. Flings it up and
wow. He didn't need the goggles on that one.
There's a horse shot if I've ever seen it. There's a challenge at the rim. Kadeem Jack thought he was hit for the foul. Pass behind the back. Evan with the right hand. A little wild. Pilots with the rebound and Tianhao commits the foul. Right in front of us, we see Kadeem Jack making the argument for the extracurricular contact down low. See that sometimes. And then the replay of Juju. So the Pilots with a chance to tie the game up down low to Pong Pong.
Yeah, trying to attack the zone of the Lioneers right now. They're like in a 3-2 zone.
Pushed out of bounds to beat, a little bit too aggressive.
And it's interesting, they have Juju in the middle of that zone of the 3-2. You know, use his length to kind of get in the passing lanes, and then they have to beat down low to kind of help any drives in the paint.
Julian Wright is second on the team, averaging 4 steals a game. A really high number for a guy so big.
He's got experience of how to get his hands in the passing lane.
He pokes that ball away, forcing up a tough shot, but Hsinchu is lucky to hit the rim. Lioneers controlling. A little bit of a half break. Tianhao from the left corner shoots. Short. Jack skies high for the rebound. Good pace going in this one so far, under 9 minutes. Pilots only scored 12 points in the first quarter last week. That's a league low. Pong right there for the rebound. Took advantage of Tianhao's miniature size.
Yeah, when the shot goes up on that end, usually the rebound will come on that end, so it's good position by him.
Young Tianhao commits the foul. Pong kind of been comments about him not being able to play inside because it's tough. Not as tall as other players, but certainly has the bulk maybe to knock around some guys. His favorite left hook, right hook.
Yeah, that hook is very useful, you know, whether you're, you know, 6'5", 6'6", even going against tall guys, because you can use your body to kind of shield off the defender.
Rolls in the free throw. 5-4 is your score. Substitution on the floor previously. That's Peng Junyan in for Si Jingyao. Call him Angry Bird. I just learned from Coach Ben Metcalf.
I think I gave him that nickname.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, funny thing.
I'll take credit for that one.
That's a good one. Wings it inside for Tabit, who loses it. A couple of Kareem's out of bounds. It will be Lioneers ball. You know, that first game we did in Taoyuan, they had the Angry Bird shooting against the basket.
Yeah, that was probably designed for him.
They should have had him out, but I'm sure the coach wouldn't like losing a player in your halftime huddle. Of course, Taoyuan closed arena for COVID-19 concerns as the Lioneers ran out of shot clock. They forgot about it, and excuse me, your Zubo forgot about it.
Yeah.
So good defense by the Pilots. If you're curious, the other game ended 100-91. The Formosa Taixing Dreamers pull out the victory at home, taking revenge for their result last week where they got crushed by the Braves in a very handedly fashion, but this time have much better performances, mainly in the defensive end, right, James?
Yeah, and I think, you know, with this setup of the league, when you have home court, you want to be able to protect that home court, make sure you get those wins when you're at home. With the fans cheering, you know, it's a different vibe. So that's important for them to get those wins.
Good interior defense finally for the Lioneers. They go in transition, and Julian Wright fouled on the layup. Ling Mi is in the game, number 3. Game ball up ahead. Do nothing but foul him. That's where the thickness of Pong Pong helps out too.
But you've seen them, you know, get out in fast break already a few times since the start of the game. So they're starting at 2-point guards. They wanted to kind of pick up the pace, make sure they get the rebounds and push it in transition.
He didn't start the game, but Ling Mi, the new guy for the Lioneers, the 24-year-old guard, 5'9", has already played overseas in the NBL, in the mainland. He won the All-Star Game Skills Challenge as a rookie. He played very well last night, or I should say last weekend, excuse me, when the starting guards Oscar and Tianhao struggled mightily. He ended up having 2 buckets and 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a game high plus 14. Impressive.
Yeah, he doesn't play like a first year. He's not really a first year. Maybe first year playing here in Taiwan professionally, but you know, he's had his experience out in China. So
seemed to have great control of the game, whereas maybe Oscar and Tianhao were fatigued from the previous game down in Zhanghua. You know, the commute part of the equation in the Plus League, having only games on the weekends. Angry Bird rifles it past Davon Reed. He can't get that one. Turnover Pilots.
Those are those unforced turnovers. You know, got into the paint, just was a little bit too careless with the pass.
6-4 our score. Scoring pretty subdued up till now. Amy receives the handoff, a little fire from the top, a little bit left. Davon Reed with the rebound. Such a productive player, averaging rebounds in the double digits. Kadeem Jack, nobody there to box him out. Face to the hoop, poked. Hangs on to it. That shot.
To be really made him change that shot. He wanted to go up straight, but just his presence in there is really tough. It's tough to even see the goal from there.
Foul on the floor, called from the baseline. 3 team fouls apiece as we have our first timeout. The Lioneers with the early 6-4 lead in a Sunday to Saturday rematch here in the Plus League. I'm Ryan Chen with James Ma. We'll be right back. With a tap of your finger, you can help the Plus League. Press the thumbs up button on the YouTube screen. It will help us get seen by more people. Your support means the world to us in the Plus League. Thank you. Kind of mentioned them during the broadcast, but the Pilots combo of Kadeem Jack, Davon Reed are among the most productive duos in the Plus League, averaging 50 points, 19 rebounds between the two of them, 6 assists combined. Reed leads the league in scoring. Jack almost had the league's first 20-20 game back on January 23rd. They're young, agile, and at times most forceful when attacking the rim.
Yeah, when Reed came in, you know, just from the beginning of the season, he looked like he was in great shape. Really started off really well. His chemistry with Jack, you know, was really fluid. Saw a lot of the two-man games, alley-oops to him, so they've been playing really well together.
So it's good to see that. Now Henry with a shot off iron. Pilots with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Still in that 3-2 zone.
Now offensive foul on the new guy on the floor. That's number 15, Sun Siyao, getting the chance to play here. It wasn't registered last weekend.
Yeah, it seems like the zone is really causing them some troubles, trying to really get into their offense. You know, try to swing the ball a little bit more against the zone.
Also onto the floor, Zhang Genyu, number 29. He's chasing Oscar Gall around. To the hoop, now through. Mimi gets it out to Julian Wright. The crossover on Davis. The long arms with the block shot. First for Davis. Veterans on the floor now. Into their zone. Davon Reed with an opening on the left side. Splashes it.
That was a great flare screen from Q. It's got him a wide open shot in the corner.
Pilots take the lead back, but they got a foul to beat down low. It's even more problematic when the big guy gets positioned in transition.
When he gets that low, it's really hard to stop. I mean, Q used to do that a lot. When you run the floor and you can seal really low, it's tough to stop.
Be free throws for Thabit. They're going to be in the bonus for the rest of 5 minutes and 47 seconds. First free throw goes down. His second shot goes in again. Thabit typically struggles from the free throw line, but
yeah, his shot looks pretty good. You know, I'm surprised his free throw percentage not higher.
Oscar applying pressure, but they get it out. Zhang Genyu to the corner, Peng Junyin. Still no opening yet. Running out of time. Reed from the corner with a step back and in.
Wow, tough shot.
Personal talent is showing off there. Turnover by the Lioneers. Julian Wright's my bad. Getting a replay. High skills. That's one of Ladante Henton's favorite moves, the step back from the corner, but unfortunately injured and no timetable to come back. Swish on this side, Zhang Gengyu.
Yeah, there's two straight plays where they kind of set up a back screen, flare screen for the guy. Someone penetrates and then hits him in the corner for a shot.
You know, the Taoyuan organization and now this team, the Taoyuan Pilots, known for running their systems, running their sets, but hasn't been all that successful in their recent streak of losses. Getting another look at the flare screen, back screen, and a little bit of Goren show.
Yeah, that's just a really nice shot, and another flare screen there for an open shot too.
The two teams combined for, what's that, 6 for 23, not a good shooting percentage. We see that a lot in the Plus League. Saturday, your first game back, kind of a slow start.
Yeah, as the game goes on, try to see if players get a little bit more warm, attack the basket a little bit more, get more aggressive, and take a little bit better shots.
Clear space. Okay, everybody.
Speaking about the last game, give the Lioneers credit. They've been getting great production from, of course, Hsinchu Tabit and Julian Wright.
Hold 5.
And another problematic part of their game last week was the struggle of their starting guard, Oscar Galgohal. He had a 1 for 16 clunker. James, you got any advice for the young guard?
Yeah, I mean, I think really he's just rushing a little bit too much. I know he's trying to really help his team. I know he wants to get on the board, score for this team, but I think, it's normal for a young player like him. He wants to really, perform, and he's one of the players that the team really wants to showcase and really to pay on, right? So they want him to be aggressive. I think, just stay aggressive and just take a little bit better shots, let the game come to you a little bit more.
Li Mingyi will get it down past the Pilots, applying a little bit of pressure. Seem to be kind of surprised by that one. They're in a horn set. Julian Wright looking for Tabit down low. Li Mingyi instead will penetrate and kick. Across around Davis, blocked at the rim with Julian Wright, but there's Hsinchu Tabit. Easy 2. That's kind of the problem you face against the Lioneers. You got one big who's got the thickness, you got another with the long arms.
Yeah, when Julian, when he drives the paint and Q's got to come and help, it's tough to box out Hashim.
Foul by Davis, yanking Hashim down on the rebounding end. On the offensive end. A little bit of the hooking action, and that'll be free throws because it's a loose ball, not an offensive foul. More free throws.
That was a very subtle arm grab by Q. I'm impressed the ref saw that one.
Hsinchu Tabit will step up to the line. Missed the first. You wonder if teams will be more aggressive in fouling Hsinchu Tabit himself with the free throw woes, but 3 for 4 so far, improving on his season average. If I can pull that up. As the Pilots still looking at solutions for the zone. Davon Reed from the top, short. A little bit of poking around the rebound. And turns it over. Calvin with a free lane. He's into the game for the first time. The king of Hsinchu lays it in for 2.
Yeah, he's an important part of their team too, so he really needs to get going for them as well.
Finding a little bit of a role, maybe not what you like, playing productive in a lot of garbage time minutes. You want to be productive in the competitive minutes.
Yeah.
Swirls in the three-pointer, Zhang Gengyu. Early points for him. Good to see him get in the action as they commit an early foul on Hsinchu Tabit. Number 7, Ling Alto, goes by Manable. This time from the left side, Zhang Gengyu fires and hits. Got 4 early points. Still a low-scoring affair, but you feel like the competitiveness of the game is much better. The Lioneers jumping onto the big lead in the last game, matched up against each other.
Yeah, I see both teams kind of getting more aggressive, offensively and defensively.
This time from the corner, fly by, Tsangrin with a reload, overshoots everything. Julian right. Lioneers have to slow it down. They get to beat up court. Jingmi probing for some space. Julian will take the long three. Couple Lioneers in the area. Looks like we'll get tangled up for a jump ball. Davon Reed, the only pilot in the AO. Will be Pilots basketball as they make sure the floor gets dried up. It's been a problem with the teams and the, of course, stadium staff getting used to it. Learning experience, this brand new hardwood for the Plus League, the Taoyuan Pilots.
Yeah, both teams still started off pretty slow. See if they can get some momentum at the end of this quarter to go into the second quarter.
That's not going to help.
Yeah.
Xiao Sun-yi comes down with it, gets it to Calvin. He might turn it over though. Another tangle, another jump ball.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppy play. See if they can clean it up a little bit.
You know, kind of feels like there's decent flow, but a lot of conversations here and there with the referees.
Yeah.
It's all part of the game. 15-13, Lioneers. 2-point advantage. Down low to Calvin. He's got Reed on him. Henry, driving kick. Xiao Sun-yi will go to the hoop and wild shot over everything.
Tried to draw a foul, but really wasn't much contact there.
There's Hsinchu to be with a steal in the front court and throws it off of a pilot. Now they counter. Kadeem Jack with a free throw jumper. Rims in and out. Davon Reed there for the rebound. 5 already for the forward. There's a missed shot. Needs the Lioneers. Still trying to get more offense going. Thrown too hard, too much mustard. Another turnover. Trying to find to beat down low.
Yeah, those passes really hard to catch. You got to put a little bit of an arch on it. You know, let him gather it. He's tall enough where you know, he can take his time and catch it and finish.
Look at the good footwork to stay in bounds, but not so much with the passing. Yeah. Right off Kadeem Jack's shin. Sideline out of bounds for the Pilots. Peng Junyuan gets it back, drives middle, and a little rotation game with Tsangrin. He hits the mid-range. Tie game.
Yeah, it was good movement. Didn't just stay in his place. Kind of move when Angry kind of drove. Just moved spots and got a wide open shot.
Getting a lot of minutes in the first quarter. Li Mi still in. Now Xiao Sun-yi across to Calvin. Now to Li Mi from the right side. His three-pointer rattles in. Lioneers take the lead back. Reed fouled on the drive. Shoot free throws.
Yeah, pace has picked up a little bit. Some good back and forth so far.
See that often. Li Mi is trying to toe the line between fouling and having a physical presence. He is not very large in stature. Davon Reed actually was the second place holder in the January voting for the Plus League MVP. It's voted on by the beat writers, columnists, and play-by-play guys who vote on the award.
Yeah, he can do it all. He can score, he can facilitate, he can get rebounds, push the pace. So he really does it all for this team.
Actually also leads the team in assists. That's 7 per game. Way ahead of the second place, Peng Junyuan, only 4.3 in just 3 games played. So dealing with some injuries. This time to beat from up top. Not going to him, just using it as a screen. Now the mid-range from Ling off the backboard, too strong. Fouled on the steal attempt. That is his third.
Yeah, not a smart foul, especially when you're in the bonus. Just put him at the line for 2 shots. You know, just get back and play good defense, and you'll have another possession.
Yeah, but that is interesting because the Lioneers have registered a lot of their kind of smaller size in between guards, and actually, James, maybe this is something we could talk about throughout the broadcast. The logjam of various players for various teams. For the Lioneers, it's a lot of guys who are about 5'10", maybe 5'9", or like 5'8", kind of guards.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, a lot of them are the same height. Some of them do a little bit things different. You got guys like Lioneers, I think they're a little bit taller, but relatively, different type of player. They're more shooters as opposed to some of the other point guards are more facilitators. So I think they're trying to find out, who plays well with who and who to bring off the bench and who to start together. So I think the coaching staff, it's a new team, a young team. They're still trying to find the best match for this.
Not the youngest team in the league by age, we maybe said that, but maybe, of course, as a team as a whole, the youngest in organization and franchise history.
How do you guys count the age? Is it all the players combined age? Is that including foreigners? Most of these guys seem pretty young to me.
They are, as the Lioneers commit a turnover, and the Manuel has his shot erased. Number 2 Williams into the game. He charges past us.
Tabit is just kind of looking at his hand, saying, "You can't get it past this man, right?"
It's too good.
Yeah.
Another block shot for Hashim Tabit.
And he got back on defense. Saved that possession for them.
Hardy, 3 blocks in the first quarter. We're gonna have to check with our colleagues about quarter highs. Quincy Davis had a 3-block fourth quarter in the past to help his team to victory. Hashim Tabit putting in the work early.
Stop, okay? Man to man.
He should average at least 3 blocks. I feel like, with his his timing, his height, his shot, his experience. I think 3 blocks per game for him is relatively easy, I would say. So I think average-wise 3. Sometimes a little bit more, but that's really his strength. It's always been his strength.
You're right on the mark. Hashim Tabit averages 3.2 blocks per game. That's first on the team. The next highest guy with the Lioneers is Lee Jia-Rai with just 0.64.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's not his strong point either. So I don't want to say that's bad, but you have a guy in the middle that protects. So to be honest, when you have someone like a Tabit in the paint, all your guards, they can press up on the ball a little bit more because you're not afraid of someone driving to the basket because he's kind of your protector at the end. But you want to cut down all the open shots, make them put the ball on the floor, and then send them to your big man.
It's interesting how the dynamics of every game will change because there's special rules in the Plus League because of 2020, the pandemic with COVID-19. They want to have 3 import players on every team's roster, but you can only register 2. So the 2 you pick changes up the dynamics. Foul by Tabit this time.
That was good pump fake, took his time, waited to get in the air. But yeah, going back to that, I think especially with being 4 teams in the league right now, that mix of having different players, then it's really not like you're playing the same team, every week or 2, right? You have a different matchup, so it's a different team, a different feel, especially with the imports being such a big part of each team.
Long with the free throw. Pilots 1-point lead, trying to extend it. Lioneers looking at 1 more possession the other way. Would be a 2.87. Did I get that right? Shot clock, first quarter clock difference. Long with the free throw again. Julian Wright with a rebound. Mentioned Zheng Wei. Williams showed off a lot of one-on-one moves in his stint with the Lioneers. Right now running around trying to get Hashim Tabit open. Oscar will have to get it to Julian Wright up top. Forces up that shot, running out of time, bouncing around, and that'll be the end. of the first quarter after the second buzzer goes off. Excuse us
he
there.
thought that was the end of the quarter. It was actually the 24-second.
That's how it goes. 1 point lead for the Taoyuan Pilots. Trying to get that winning feeling back. We'll see how they go for the rest of the game. I'm Ryan Chen with James Ma. We'll be right back after the break.
我觉得是很不容易的一个决定，因为其实我们的观众数这2天真的还蛮多的，可是因为疫情的关系，我觉得健康还是要摆在第一位。那也只能做，如果它是一个正确的决定，就往那个方向做。尤其我们桃园就是我们台湾的国门嘛，那尤其是这次的疫情，刚好2个本土案例又在桃园，那有必要我们就是做一个这个提前的防疫的标准，先把它做出来，是有，我觉得是有需要，也有必要。
We're thinking about all our fans out there around the world. Stay safe from the pandemic when you wear your face mask and follow the protocols as set by your local health officials. Big part of the equation for the pilots, unfortunately, is the cluster we had at a local Taoyuan hospital who was treating COVID-19 patients.
Yeah, I really hope we can get it under control. Everyone do their part. Wear your mask, wash your hands, do everything that, you know, to keep your family and friends safe.
Quincy Davis starting the action. We'll get it to Angry Bird. Foul by Oscar Gall on the flyby. Bad closeout.
Yeah, not a good foul. I mean, you already closed out. You were there. You know, if he hits it, he hits it. But you don't want to bail him and put him on the free throw line.
The Pilots got the 5 fouls really quick in the first quarter. Now, the Lioneers off to a head start in the wrong way. Only 6 for 24 first quarter shooting for the Pilots. Lioneers not too much better, 5 for 16.
Better, yeah.
Rattling another free throw. That brings Peng Junyan's onto the scoreboard. Only took 1 2-point shot in the first quarter. Makes all 3. That's got to be one of the best feelings in the world, huh, James?
Yeah.
Making all 3 free throws.
Yeah, I mean,
and almost causing a turnover to Lioneers. Got to hurry it down.
Those are freebies, so you want to take advantage of those.
Want to venture a guess, James, as to your personal free throw percentage?
You know what? I want to say it was not great, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't know what it was.
3-point made by Oscar Gall, and then a quick layup by Si Jingyao down this way. So excuse us where we missed a little bit of the action. 3-point lead for the Pilots. Peng Junyan showing good energy on the defensive end. Almost a turnover by Oscar. He's got Si Jingyao on him. Give it up to Julian Wright with the left-right shake and bake, and the made shot.
He's had a couple of those, you know, similar moves, kind of crossing him up to the left side and pulling up. But this first one, he really got a good grip on the ball and hit it.
Down low, Pong with a tricky spin and a finish.
Yeah, another good move. When Q catches in that high post, you want to move to the other side of the basket. Usually that's where the opening will be.
Pom Pom, number 30 is on the board. There's Davis erasing Oscar's left-handed attempt. With movement for the Pilots, swing to the other side. Reed way short. Davis there for the rebound. Block to beat. Another one.
Another block, yeah.
Down the floor, Calvin with the left hand. 2 points, and the Lioneers bring it to within 1.
Yeah, when he's down there, you know, kind of ready in the paint, it's tough to put it up over him. So.
The other side, Davon Reed, they like to have him in that spot. Oscar missing the steal attempt.
Yeah.
Down to Reed. They're kind of slowing things down. Angry Bird missing everything.
Yeah, they've really extended their defense, like we were saying earlier, because you have to beat in there. You know, they've been a little bit more willing to go for those steals, get in the passing lane, and just pressure up on the ball, because you know he's gonna have your back, so you're gonna be inside. So.
Noison in the game for the first time, number 52. Trying to receive up top. They'll just skip him. Doing all right with the deep 3 from the right. Rattles it in. All the way from, where would that be? Maybe Manila?
Yeah, I mean, hit his pull-up too, and it felt good. So we'll see if he takes another shot.
Lioneers with their 3-center defense that they started last Sunday's game with, causing a turnover here, and with a chance to extend on their lead. Right now by 2, less than 9 minutes in the second quarter. Oscar hit as his way up, but called a clean block. Quincy Davis, Davon Reed to the hoop. Julian Wright, the only one in front of him. Enough to disrupt the shot. It's kind of a strange turn as the Pilots retain possession, but the Lioneers get it back. Oscar with a left hand.
Wow, nice finish. Good body control. Got in front of it, got his shoulder past his defender and hit it.
Now Julian Wright applying the pressure on Davon Reed. They're in the corner, matched up.
Bodies flying everywhere, yeah.
Make sure they clean up the floor.
Yeah.
Interesting, right in front of us, Quincy Davis maybe talking it over with Kenny Galjingen, the general manager for the Lioneers. A few smiles right now, but they are opponents after all. I think by team allegiance. You know, Kenny a little bit past his playing days. But back to the lineup on the floor, James. 3 centers and 2 guards in a 2-3 zone. It's got to be some like middle school rec league travel ball kind of situation.
I think to be honest, against this type of a zone, when you have 3 bigs on the bottom, you gotta bring your guards to these baselines, pull the big out, and just go by him. You know, try to make a play, drive past them, and then hit your big man for a trailer. You know.
Making taking extra care that the floor stays dry. That's Ling Lirun, number 7. He subbed into the game.
Yeah, he told me before the game. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna pick up another DMP today." I was like, "Why is that?" Yeah, they don't like to play me against. You gotta be ready. So got his turn ready in the second quarter here.
Known for his shooting prowess.
Yeah, one of the better shooters on their team.
It's an important role, really. The Lioneers do struggle shooting, whether it's 3-pointers or just perimeter shots. Kind of need that spacing to work for them when you guys got like Oscar who can penetrate.
Guys that can create, and got big men that can kind of also get in the, get the offensive rebounds, so you should have a little bit more confidence shooting it. And especially with E also hurt now, so they probably need him to really help space the floor.
Ling Lirun's main assignment last weekend was guarding Anthony Tucker, but he ended up just committing a lot of fouls. There's a little bit of rough play. Wow. Machine to beat. Got right back up, but Angry Bird's still down. He's rolling over onto his back. Hopefully he's okay. Up right now. Now ready to go. He's talking it over with official. So back to the question of average age. I got it right here. I was doing the math. And the oldest team, care to venture a guess?
The oldest team, I gotta say, is Fubon, because there's guys that I still play with, so I know that's old.
You still play with James?
Yeah.
We gotta call Charles Chen to figure.
I mean, guys that I played with, so I mean.
Oh, I see.
You know, if I play with you, you're not a young buck for sure.
There's a turnover with the inbounder. The guy marking the inbounder, tipping it away, but missed shot. So missed opportunity for the Pilots. Down low to beat. Turned around to a wall of defenders.
Yeah, Pompon really held his position well. Didn't foul him, and you know, just hope that he missed that shot.
Zijingyao wet from the corner.
Another corner three, yeah.
Typically likes to start off from the top, but he's dangerous from all spots.
Yeah, they've hit a couple of shots all from the two corners, so it's been an open, especially against the zone, open area for them.
Curious when you got two centers flanking the zone. A little bit of contact where Reed comes away with it. Been the most productive rebounder for the Pilots as there is a foul on the court. Reed has 7 rebounds to lead the game. A little bit of rough play down low. Able to tangle up. Hashim to beat, still down. In quite a bit of duress. Now crossing his leg up.
Yeah, I hope he's okay on that. You don't want to see him playing well lately, so.
Kind of got maybe a Charlie horse by Angry Bird coming through.
Kind of clip on the way through. Inadvertent, but I'm sure somewhat painful.
Williams missing the shot. This is our chance to remind you that the Plus League store is open. Go on to get your P.LEAGUE, the commemorative publication with features on your favorite Plus League players and coaches. You can pre-order now on Bokolai, that's books.com.tw, or Temping, that's our elite site, or the league site where you might get a player signed poster. That's pleagueofficial.com/shop. Hashim to beat.
Still looks shaken up, yeah.
We'll take a seat. So Lee Jiarai will take his place and commit the foul right away. Matched up with Quincy Davis. A little bit of hand fighting and then a little bit of a, well, just straight shove to the back.
Shove to the back, yeah.
So Julian Wright will occupy the middle of the zone with Loinson and Lee Jiarai flanking him on the baseline. After the break in the action, that's 4 team fouls for the Lioneers. Only 1 for the Pilots, doing a much better job just in the foul column.
Yeah.
Zamgari running across the formation, but they're not going to look to him until now. 3, 2, 1. Running out of time, getting the shot off, but well short. Zijingyao with the 3-point attempt. Good job by the Lioneers as Liyun take his first shot, overshoot it. Lioneers finally get the basketball. Offensive rebound for them. Right, will swing to the left side. What a move!
Wow.
And
Nice
Quincy
Euro step
Davis's
and finish with the
face.
left. Yeah.
Just like that, take the lead back for the Lioneers. Reed set up with the screen and easy.
And so that was very strategic, you know, kind of getting him on the corner where the other big was. Hard for the big to get out and close out on those shots. So when you have 3 bigs that you're attacking in the zone, you really want to pull them out, see if they can, you know, guard you on the 3-point line.
Out of the Lioneers counter, Williams. Big drive by Liyun from the corner and rattles in.
He shot that very high. That was a great arch on the shot.
Through the middle, now Davis down low with a body and 2 hands.
Okay, Q. That's you know, he knew that Tabit is not in the game. He has no one that can block that shot from him.
Exciting back and forth. We're going to see Julian Wright with a deep 3. well short. Made the nice nylon sound, but doesn't count unless it goes through the cylinder.
A little too early, too forced of a shot.
See Kenny Gaud over there checking up on Hashim Thabit behind the Lioneers bench. Nguyen too high of a profile. Also one of the younger players in our league. Only 24 years old from Macau. So we talk about age of the teams. The Lioneers are only the second youngest, 28.4 years old on their average.
That's interesting. I mean, I wonder who's bringing that age up for them.
Could be the import players, Julian Wright and Hashim Thabit, 33 years old apiece. Maybe you mentioned Elliot Tan. He's a.
Are they old? I don't know. I want to say he's still pretty young too.
Oh, he looks nice and young. He's actually 32 years old.
Yeah, it's still relatively young. I guess the other teams are just younger, right?
Oh yeah. First free throw made for Si Jingyao. While he's shouting out some instructions. They call him Taiwan's Ayao. Probably makes a little bit more sense in the ring with the Mandarin audience. Si Jingyao makes the second free throw, brings his point total up to 9. So actually the Dreamers are the youngest, 27.1, but that makes sense given their slew of young guards. Now with a pushback and mid-range shot. Miss for Lilun. Read from the top, finding room. Alley-oop to Davis. They like to say here, dunk you very much.
A great two-man game. Drove the paint, saw the big come up to help, and just tosses it up to Q.
Missed shots on one end by the Lioneers, giving the Pilots a chance. Williams from the top right, rattles in and out. But a player down, Si Jingyao, maybe taking a shot to the gut. He's holding on to his midsection. Some things that are...
Yeah, it's been some physical play so far.
Nguyen caught in the middle there, no man's land.
Yeah.
Well, he got caught somewhere on Quincy Davis's poster.
At those plays, you gotta either commit to the driver or kind of sit back on cue. But in that middle land, you're just gonna get on a poster.
Si Jingyao running in, or well, I should say, Nguyen's hip hitting Si Jingyao. He's still down. Got a towel to cover him up. Still in a lot of pain. Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, it's holding his stomach. Probably got hit right in the stomach area.
Couple guys with the nicks and knocks. Let's see what transpired on the replay. That was the backside of Nguyen.
Yeah, kind of ran into a wall right there.
So on the one hand, you don't want to get hit by anything too sharp for punctures, but the bigger the booty, the bigger the force. Si Jingyao will take a seat on the bench. Hopefully be ready to get back into the game when he's good to go. Kadeem Jack's back on the floor, number 40. The Pilots sporting their navy blue uniforms. Lioneers with their tornado claw purple and white unis.
Oh, is that what it is? It's a tornado?
I think they call it Xuanfeng.
Ah, okay.
Something like that, with the lion ear on the shorts. They defeated the Braves in Taipei with this uniform, and they decided to wear it again. Gotta make sure everything superstitiously fits just right.
Good luck jerseys, okay.
Air ball by the Pilots. Now the Lioneers. Block at the rim. Julian Wright. Who was that erased by? Was it Davis?
Q, yeah. That was a good, good move to kind of almost split that pick, and then Q with his long arms just recovers perfectly.
Well, I asked Metcalf before how long those arms are. James, you want to venture his wingspan?
I would say at least 7 7 foot.
Okay, so he's listed at about 6'8",
So wingspan.
good advantage there. Right now, fighting for position on the right block. They're not going to him just yet. Down low and turnover. Down the other way, but pass knocked. Ling Lidun will take the fast break 3. Short. Well, it's really good if you make it. Not so good.
I'm not sure if the coach liked that play. You have a 2-on-1. Probably want to take it in and try to get a layup on that one.
Davon Reed was the only pilot back there to defend. Kadeem Jack with the elbow jumper.
Yeah, he hasn't got going yet for them.
Nobody guarding, and Noisen, look what I found.
Miscommunication. No one picked up the trailer, and it was wide open. And that's what you teach your big man, just run straight to the goal. And if someone's there, still try to seal, and then get out if you don't get the ball.
To the hoop, Davis with a spinner alley-oop.
Acrobatic catch and finish.
You know, you can't play too well. Now the coach will always bring you off the bench. 5-point lead for the Pilots. Evan with the much smaller Angry Bird on him. Davis is there for the help. Drive by Lidun. Early shot. Davis is there. Another block. It's a block party over here.
I think he's trying to, I think he maybe heard me say that Tabit's averaging 3. He may try to match that.
That's 4 blocks.
4 already, wow.
For Quincy Davis. 5 for the team. The other one belonging to Sijing Yao. There's 4 for Hashim Tabit. Oh, he's checked back into the game. Hey, they should know for the pandemic, you can't have people here for a block party. Interception by Davis. Couple handoffs and not called for the foul on the under the Lioneers hoop. Now Evan trying to attack on Davon Reed. Call for the foul. Sounded pretty clean.
With that. Not happy with that call. But they wasted a possession on that. You know, Q got the steal. They had a fast break. Didn't make that finish and came back.
Calling for the foul. First for Davon Reed, second team foul in the quarter. Tian Hao had to throw it off of Peng Junyan there, running out of time.
Yeah.
The Lioneers want to talk it over. A little bit frazzled, a few possessions in a row. Thanks for watching our broadcast. We'll be back after the break. All the Plus League content your heart desires can be found on our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE with a plus symbol, or Instagram, P.League.official, and our Twitter, at P_League_EN. The Pilots having their team merchandise laid out in the section behind the scorers table as they try to create that home court advantage here in Taoyuan. The Taoyuan Arena last weekend saw their first night game action. This is our second weekend. Quite a venue. The max capacity, 15,000 people.
Wow.
Not for a basketball game.
Yeah, I'm sure that, you know, that's the goal for them, to fill up this whole arena.
Evan fouled Zhang Gengyu as he went by. So talk about that. Free throws and bonuses slowly creeping up there.
The next one, there'll be 3 personal fouls, 3 team fouls.
One more to give.
Yeah.
There's Kobe Lun. That's Ling Guanlun. His actual given English name is Greg.
I'm still curious when he got that nickname Kobe. That's a great nickname.
There's a brick by Evan. A little bit of rough play down low to Beat and Davis. Ball hasn't got to them as Reed goes through the middle. Davis kind of got caught up a little bit. They can't get him the basketball. Peng with a nice head fake to the rim, bounces in.
He was open on the three, but I'm sure he's more confident in his floater game.
Rookie error by Tianhao, too aggressive. Davis, fouled by Evan on the reach-in. Getting a replay of that one. Nice head fake.
Yeah.
With a soft touch. The Pilots struggling to shoot the basketball. Finally are moving that shooting percentage up. Right now, 15 for 42. That's only 35%. James, we talked about that turnovers right now sitting at 10. The Lioneers, though, with 11 themselves. Davis made free throw, extending on the Pilots' lead. So just like that, Oscar Gogolheil and Ling Mi are subbed into the game.
Yeah, he's been sitting for a while, so I'm sure they're trying to get him going a little bit before the end of this half.
Less than a minute left in the first half. TD. Across to Julian. Now they set him up down low. Up top, and Davis is there for the interception. Another turnover, Lioneers. They're pretty rough with him as Zhang all the way to the rim. Lays it in with the right hand. Rim run on the other side by Beat. He lays it up and in.
That was a good early offense. Get them a last shot before the end of the half, too.
One possession left, but stick with the broadcast as we'll have a halftime player interview. Hong Julian working with the Quincy Davis screen, gets it back to them. He can shoot the three short. Only 5 seconds left. Ling Mi, trouble bringing it forward. Across to Oscar, his shot. Rims out.
In and out, almost.
I was told we had a halftime made, well, a half-court made shot in the other game. You have to go find that footage back.
Wow.
But halftime here, the Lioneers only with 39 points in the first half. Pilots playing a much better game. And it's interesting to see the two teams play back-to-back games and kind of a different result. There's Julian Wright trying to recover from the first half action before heading to the locker room with his team. And standing courtside is Zhang Guri, number 29 for the Pilots.
你好，你好。
Donning the headset. Getting our conversation going with Eddie, the play-by-play, and Corey, the color guy. What kind of preparations he was making pre-game?
做好防守，然后有空档就投。对。
Zhang Guri says,
就做好防守。对。
start with defense and make the open shots. Now asked about his first year with the Pilots. Previously had stints with the Braves and other teams with the SBL.
因为一开始来还比较不适应，但后面就有磨合1-2个比赛之后就比
But
较好。
now he says with a few games, that's might all it takes to get in the flow and play the team game. Now asked about the specific plays and formations.
不要轻易让他拿到球，然后后面的就帮忙。
Especially on the defensive end. One focus, of course, is the
谢谢。
play of Oscar and the various guards. Thanks to Zhang Guri for joining our broadcast. We'll be back with more halftime analysis after this.
We appreciate all the doctors and nurses working through these times.
辛苦你们了，有你们真好，有你们真好，
有你们真好，
有你们真好，有你们真好。
的医护人员，你们的坚持，有你们真好。
谢谢你们站在最前线，谢谢你们站在前线，
谢谢你们站在前线，
谢谢你们站在前线。
Thank you for all the work you do to keep us safe.
让大家都能好好的生活。
谢谢你们站在前线，让大家能好好生活。
感谢你们站在前线，让我们都能好好生活。
辛苦了，请你们也保重自己。
辛苦你们了，也请保重自己。
感谢你们，就是守护大家的健康，然后你们要照顾好自己的身体。
感谢你们守护大家的健康，你们也要。
在这边想要谢谢所有的医务人员，然后谢谢你们的付出，有你们辛苦的付出，我们才可以在这边继续的打球。谢谢你们。
I want to thank all the medical doctors and nurses for keeping us safe during this time. We appreciate you. Keep going.
加油！
加油！加油！加油！
加油！医务人员加油！加油！
大家做起来！
Halftime here in Taoyuan. The sun is setting. The Pilots, though, looking at their first win after 4 losses in a row. Our colleagues on the Mandarin broadcast, that's Corey on the left and Eddie on the right. I'm Ryan Chen along with James Mall, your English commentary for this Plus League basketball game. It seems to me, James, that the Pilots spent all week working on how to attack the Lioneers zone. There's your halftime statistics. The score, the Pilots leading 47-39. Shooting the basketball just a little bit better. From 3-point range, not so much of an advantage. The advantage comes for their rebounding stats. 29 to the Lioneers 18. Part of that is 11 offensive boards. And on the assists, sharing the basketball better, 14-8. And turning the ball over just a few times less. 11 Lioneers turnovers to 8 Pilots turnovers. So James, back to that zone offense.
Attacking the zone. Yeah, you can see a few times they've really got the ball to the middle. I think Jack's missed a few, kind of open free throw line jumpers too. But, getting the ball in the middle and then having the other big on the low post kind of moving. You've seen him throw a few alley-oops to Q, and then also throwing it out to the corners with the flare screen to get them open shots in the 2 corners. So they definitely, looked at how to attack the zone better, getting the ball to the middle, to the corners, and even high-low.
Zhang Gengyu is tied for the game lead with 10 points. Also with 10 points is Davon Reed. He's played all 24 minutes of the first half for the Lioneers. Julian Wright leads the team with 10 points and 8 rebounds, but they've turned the ball over 12 times and have seen their early lead shrunk big time. Of course, mentioned before, Kadeem Jack, 0 for 7 in the game. Usually he can average about 22 points. He only played 11.5 minutes. Quincy Davis, on the other hand, big for the Pilots with 4 blocks, 9 points, including a number of alley-oops. What, do you like the power one with the dunk finish? Do you like the spinning alley-oop?
I like the spinning. I didn't know he had that in his repertoire. But yeah, he's been really active defensively, getting steals and then leading the fast break for them.
You know, we talked about how there was a low-scoring affair in the last game, but at least it was not so one-sided in tonight's matchup. Right now, 36% for the Pilots, only 35, almost 36% for the Lioneers. The biggest key is the shot attempts, though, 44 to 39. What do we? Yeah. We'll be back with more halftime analysis. We're asked James, what do we expect in the second half? Thanks for watching Plus League Basketball. Welcome back to the broadcast, where the Pilots have a 8-point lead over the Lioneers. A turn from last Sunday's game. Lioneers with a big halftime lead. On your screen now are the leading scorers for the Lioneers. Wright with 10, Tabit with 9, Oscar Gall with 8, Calvin Tenliuan with 4, and Ling Liren with a 3. The Lioneers trying to get in better flow and maybe having trouble with the Pilots doing a better job in transition. On the screen, Julian Wright with his first half highlights. Might be carrying a little bit extra weight, but still has the moves and can, of course, hit the deep ones too. Sporting the goggles for the first time. Got a poke in the eye during practice and the weekday workouts, but makes him good to go now. On the other side, for the Taoyuan Pilots, Zhang Gengyu, number 29, 10 points coming off the bench. Davon Reed with 10 as well. Quincy Davis with 9, so does Si Jingyao. And then Angry Bird Peng Junyan with 5. That's what you want to see for the Pilots, spreading out the scoring. We talked about pregame. The import players with 50% of the scoring. Right now, Davon Reed and Kadeem Jack combined for 10 because Kadeem Jack has no points. Any suggestions for him to get on the board and help his team out?
I mean, I think he's still, you know, he's taking good shots. I think if anything, when he's on the floor, just to go for offensive rebounds, you know, I don't think he necessarily needs to force anything. I think, you know, you have Reed taking some good shots for them, so crushing the offensive glass.
You know, an interesting thing is neither team free throw shoots that well, but tonight, 12 for 15 for the Pilots. The Plus League will be taking a weekend off to celebrate the Lunar New Year's. Everyone enjoy your time with loved ones, and we'll be back the weekend of February 20th and 21st with 3 games that weekend. Had an earlier game where the Dreamers defeated the Braves, and over here the late game, the Lioneers with Hashim to beat and Williams talking things over. You know, probably not talking about what moves they can share, but about screening and getting each other open.
Trying to get him open, yeah.
So on the floor, starting for the Lioneers, Oscar Galgohal and Mingming Lee. Julian Wright, Pan Guahan, he's Henry, number 11, and Hashim to beat. Through the middle, Oscar running into contact. Called for travel. Davis there with a stop. For the Pilots, Guan Dayo, number 6, one of the guards. Si Jingyao, the other Davon Reed, who started. So did Pong Pong, number 30, and Quincy Davis, and Kadeem Jack, still on the bench, still taking things over. Si Jingyao with a runner, and on the other side for his own rebound. That's how it goes sometimes. Shot clock didn't reset though. Post pass to the other side. Reed will force up a shot from the side. Hashim to beat with a rebound.
Yeah, Q had a good first half. Decided to let him start the second half. Start off the second half a little bit better than the first quarter.
Oscar, Guan Dayo on him. They were rivals in high school. Foul on the shot. Ball bounces out, but it'll be free throws. Sending Oscar Galgohal to the line. That's Guan Dayo's second personal foul. Trying to turn around, well, trying to maybe avenge last week's poor shooting performance. Oscar makes the first free throw.
Yeah, that was a better shot selection by him, you know. The previous one, him cutting to the middle of the floor is still tough to finish over the big guys.
Making the second free throw. pulls the Lioneers to within 6. They led by 17 last Sunday and eventually won the game by 12. Pilots trying to exact some revenge. Remember, they're started off 3-0 at home, but lost 4 in a row. Reed trying to forgetting the basketball with Limi all over him. Rises up for a shot. Davis is there for the rebound. Some hand fighting with Hashim to beat. Kind of curious. Looked like Davis initiated the hand. Watching it back, didn't have a handle on it. Really looked like both guys committed the foul there.
I think Hugh went with trying to do a chop, and then Tabit was kind of hooking him as well. So both kind of savvy, experienced players, right?
Ball bounces out. Quincy Davis at the line. Try it again. And 1 for 2. Limi gets by the defender. He gets slowed by Davon Reed. Julian Wright was Hsinchu. Starting to back him down with a spin move, losing it to the other side. There's Limi for the corner. Way too strong. But Pangahan with a nice hustle, dribbling it out of bounds.
That's a tough shot. He was really, you know, right in the very corner. The angle is really hard to shoot those.
Good to see Hsinchu back in the game. Remember, he took that hard bump by Luisun, leading the game with 11 free throw attempts. Hashim to beat, tied with him. Hsinchu will kind of hit the set shot. It's probably not one you practice, but it goes down anyways.
He drove to the free throw line, and the defender left him, so he found himself wide open.
Well, maybe you do take a lot of those free throw practice shots.
Yeah.
Julian Wright working with Oscar Hall. Davon Reed with the good hands. Down the other way, Quincy Davis with a crossover to the rim.
Wow. Trying to show off his ball handling skills on that one.
Just like that, the Pilots extended to an 11-point lead, and the Lioneers call timeout. They want to talk it over. Good sequence by the Pilots, sending us to a TV timeout. We'll be back after this. Support the Plus League and our broadcast on YouTube by pressing the thumbs up or the like button. That'll help our broadcast out. See more Quincy Davis with a crossover and the slam.
Wow.
You've seen that in your time.
I have. Usually coaches don't really like big men to take it in transition, but I think with Q, they're okay with him pushing it sometimes.
Davis out of retirement to join the Plus League, dealing with some personal health issues and able to get back here now. Good to see that.
Yeah, he has some back issues. Really worked hard to kind of get his body back in playing shape. You know, did a lot of rehab, a lot of strength training. So good to see him back.
I've heard through the grapevine that he was itching to get back into competition. Still played a little bit here and there.
He was playing pickup, you know, just not really competitive, but just. But you know, with his skill set, experience, he doesn't need much to get back into playing shape. You know, just getting to be able to play at a high level takes a little bit more work.
Out of bounds off the Lioneers. Hsinchu. Last one around the basketball for the Pilots. If you're curious about the results from the other game, 100-91. Formosa Taishin Dreamers defeat the Braves for the first time this season.
Yeah, even without Tucker, the leading scorer for them. Huh?
That's right. Actually leading the game in scoring, Stephen Hicks. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter, a big reason for the win. But post-game, Ling Junji Aji, the 23-year-old, got the post-game interview. A little bit of roly-poly somersault action, and that's a travel call. Davon Reed.
Yeah, he has some big shots, you know, kind of in the crunch time to kind of give him a little bit more separation. So it's good to see a young player like that and taking big shots for them.
That's a little bit of a freaky turn of the ankle, but
kicked his foot and tripped himself up on that one.
Davon Reed still in the game. Good to see. As Calvin probing for space. Henry facing up against Davis. Will shoot the three short and to the right.
Yeah, dared him to shoot that.
Charles Garcia, 28 points, led the game for the Braves. Hsinchu out down low, bumped. Can't make the shot. Calvin there with a foul. Really, you just get the feeling like the Lioneers can't figure out the Pilots on the offensive end.
Yeah, just got a backdoor cut on that one. And a good patience by him to wait for the defender.
Way strong into the left is the free throw. Calvin Tenlihuan has one personal foul. That's 2 on the team in the third quarter. Hsinchu short with a free throw, but a foul on the floor. Davis holding his head. I wonder what happened there, because Ling Yi, I'm assuming, didn't box him out. Hashim to beat with the early shove. Davis hitting Ling Yi in the shin and kneecap area. A couple guys going down. There's Hashim to beat. See a lot of bodies go down around him. Davis still holding his head on the floor. Talking over the trainer. The referees will go to the monitor, it seems. Check things out. Unfortunately, we saw our first disqualification last week in Zhanghua, where Zheng Wenting with the hard elbow to Stephen Hicks' face. Don't think this foul will get up to that level, but Hashim to beat, not a guy that is in everyone's good favor.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to see both teams play hard, but we don't want to see any players get hurt. So definitely want to avoid any cheap or dirty fouls from any of the teams or players, right?
Davis hit his head, awkward position on Ling Yi's shin. Be a regular foul, inbounding from the baseline. Davis has to come off because he was the player on the floor that led to the stoppage in play. That is per the FIBA rule books, so the Pilots need to figure out a guy to get in. Yang Yifeng pointing at his bench. Looks like number 7, Liao Zheng, will be in first. The forward has seen his playing time kind of reduced. Talked to some of the coaches and managers around. They say he needs to be more aggressive. To beat Julian Wright combined for that block shot.
That was a double block.
You think the scorers will give him 2 credits for that? No. Being facetious. Because every block shot also means a shot attempt by the offensive player, so only 1 shot attempt there. Davis back in, he'll shoot the range shot. That's 3 points. A little bit of revenge.
Yeah, he's showing the whole repertoire of his game. Fast breaks, threes.
Davis has 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting. At 15 points, leads the field. Right now with a 14-point lead, Taoyuan Pilots, like we said, looking for revenge. Calvin, jumper, misses. Davis with the rebound. Will pick up the dribble though. Zhang from the corner. With Julian Wright with a flyby. Look out, Julian Wright's got the good hands. Zhang, look what I found. Little flurry of action. Pong Pong will have to go back for it, running out of time. Screen for Reed, dribbling through. Called for the blocking foul on the Lioneers. Looks like Hsinchu called for that one. That's his 5th personal foul.
Yeah, stuck his foot out, and Reed just kind of split that defense.
Kadeem Jack hasn't even left his seat on the bench, so Pop could be a Pilot out for the game, and now Hsinchu with 5 fouls, 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. That's a big problem.
Yeah, that's big for them. They're gonna need him in the 4th quarter, so he's got to take the seat right now.
Davon Reed with room to the basket, gets it down to Davis. His push shot, no good. Reed, 2 tries. Davis getting in the action.
And you see the immediate effect of not having to beat in there. Davis, Reed, all of them are crashing the glass and hard to box them out now.
41 rebounds already, just 24 for the Lioneers. Expect that margin to work more and more in the Pilots' favor. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the reset. Through the middle, now out to Reed. He slithers through. Called for the traveling.
Yeah, took one extra step on that one.
Davon Reed is a very slithery kind of penetrator. That time, maybe just a little bit too snake-like. Let's count him. 1, 2. Got that 3rd foot down.
That was a hardened Euro.
Recently traded to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I don't like him anymore. I'm a Houston guy.
Oh,
I
yeah?
liked him, but now I don't like him.
Well, did you like him when he was a Oklahoma City Thunder?
I didn't. I'm a loyal H-Town guy, so I stick with my boys.
We'll talk about that a little bit more, but the Lioneers running out of time on the shot clock, just throwing it around. Calvin through the middle, pump fakes, in and
oh, great patience on that. Waited for the defender to get down and then just had an easy layup.
That time with a lock on through the middle. Lioneers needed that bucket. Zhang from the right side, and there's his bucket.
Yeah, another corner shot and another good flare screen to get him open there.
Increasing his point total. I'm almost certain that's a season high for him. Right now, 12 points.
Yeah, he's played great for them so far.
Williams through the middle, but Xiaosui, no desire to shoot. That'll be a turnover, bumping into 2 Pilots and a Lioneer. Big traffic jam over there. It's Zhang again to the basket, lays it up and in. Props to the wing for being a big boost for the team.
Just playing with a lot of confidence.
One of 4 Pilots in double digits. Davon Reed, not the leading scorer, and he now offensive foul. Lioneers, he can't believe it.
And part of that problem is, you know, the guards, you got to wait for your big man to come and set. I think that one, it was probably his fault. But sometimes, you know, you want to wait for the big to be set before you move on with the pick and roll.
Can't really wait for him to be set if he's just going to push the guy out of the way. Hong Junyan sporting the bright highlighter yellow shoes. Zhang with Davis screening for him. Now down low to Manimal. He's got the hops, but overshoots the basket. Julian Wright will control from the top. They want to go with a mismatch down low. Sun Xiao. No, not even in the game. That's Lioneers for the reverse layup. Zhang, they want to go to him again. Fouled on the shot. Missing, but he'll go to the line.
Yeah, he's been really aggressive the whole game, even coming out in the 3rd quarter. Just looking for a shot, taking what the defense gives him.
There's Lioneers, very good at the drop step, especially from the left block. Last time Davis too late for the help. Mentioned Zhang Gengyu at the line having a plus league career game. Actually, his previous high was 8 points. That was last weekend against the Lioneers. Right now with 15. Make it 16. Really, it doesn't have to be straight up 3-point shots. The mid-range game is still a viable option. Xiao Sunyi getting 2 pilots in the air, gets the foul.
Yeah, you would not think that, you know, in today's basketball, especially with, you know, kind of how Curry's just changed the whole style of basketball. You know, I go back to the States sometimes and play basketball, and people pull up for threes in transition. It's totally different. You know, the 2-pointer is still very effective. You know, and sometimes you can't rely on just the 3.
Rough bounce for Xiao Sunyi. Trying to make it 1 for 2, and he does. He's on the board now. First points of the game. Lioneers down by 15. Down low, there's Liao. Nice pass. That's Angry Bird.
Yeah. Just attack the middle of the zone, and then another easy layup, you know, for the low post guy right there.
Haven't had many assists in the third quarter, but there's one there. Julian Wright missing the range shot. Davis with the rebound. Talked about the Pilots have a lot of strength inside. There's Quincy Davis with 2 points. Got a defender up in the air.
Yeah.
But it's important for their wings and guards to also get in on the action too.
Yeah.
Calvin with a fancy footwork. We'll get it to Julian Wright. Back to Calvin for the mid-range. Nothing but nylon that time.
Yeah, that was a better sequence for them instead of you know, the possession before, just a one and done. This one drove the middle of the paint, gave it up, and got it right back for a 2-pointer.
A lot of pressure, but the Pilots break it for Liao. The manimal on the right side, and it'll force the Lioneers to call a timeout.
Yeah, I think they may have to consider getting out of this zone. They're picking them apart on this zone right now.
Right now, the Pilots are up by 20-9 in the third quarter for a game leading at 19 points. Everything working for them. For the Lioneers, looking completely lost.
Yeah, I think especially this week, they must have really addressed attacking the zone, so they'll be getting the ball to the middle of the paint, and then that guy's been making great decisions, whether it's kicking it out for the corner shots or giving it to the guy under the basket like here. So they've been, you know, really attacking it well. I think that the Lioneers, they're probably gonna talk about, you know, how to switch up the defense.
Guys like Liao have been said to be super tentative, only averaging 3.3 points a game, even though in the warm-ups in the preseason, very productive player. But really, they're getting production from all spots on the court. Right now, as we said, 4 guys in double digits. Davon Reed, is this right? He hasn't scored a point in the third quarter. Wow.
He hasn't needed to. I mean, everyone else been really attacking it well, and I'm sure that, you know, that'll help save some of his energy for the fourth quarter too.
Might not even need it. Kadeem Jack hasn't played.
Yeah, I wonder if he's hurt or if he's just not into the game today, or he looks into it. Maybe the matchups.
Some Pilots pressure, but Evan with some space working. Tough shot. Julian right there for the rebound, poked out of bounds. Interesting, the Pilots showing pressure even though they're up by a large margin. Seems kind of risky.
Yeah, they're trying to keep their foot on the gas, stay aggressive, instead of letting down when you're up by almost 20.
Quick foul on the defensive end. The Lioneers inbounding from the baseline. Tian Hao is in the game. On the bottom, inbounding. We'll get to Oscar Gao Guohao. Calvin, he's left-handed, tough shot. Short. There's a foot race. Zhang Gengyu losing the basketball out of bounds. Look out, cameraman below. Everybody's okay. Just a turnover.
That was probably would have been his easiest basket of today. But Just took his eye off the ball. Should have caught it first before he looked at the rim. Yeah.
That looks like it might be getting some assignments after the game. Maybe 500 left-handed dribbles.
Another turnover.
I don't know what happened there. He just gave it back. Julian Wright, look out for the scorer's table. Out of bounds first.
I think he's been trying to be very aggressive, attacking the rim, but you know, sometimes you being aggressive, you got to be smart in how you attack it too.
Manimal working off of Li Jiarui. But he'll give it up to Davon Reed. There's Zhang Gengyu, our man, with a step back and hits.
He's showing everything today. That's a little bit of what Reed just did in that first half. Little step back, created some separation.
Zhang Gengyu doesn't look super athletic, but he also is one of the high-flying dunkers in the warm-ups.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't know he had that much ups, but he can get up.
Looking forward to him showing it off in transition, but you know, the left-handed dribbles though. Davis with another three-point make.
Yeah, they'll need a timeout after this one.
The Lioneers struggling mightily, sitting at 48 points. The Pilots continue to build on their lead, a 5-0 run after the previous timeout. I'm almost thinking the Lioneers, are they already thinking ahead to tomorrow's game in Changhua? It's going to be a tough back-to-back because they tip off 5 o'clock Taiwan time here, but tomorrow they have a 2:30 tip after a long bus ride either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be a quick turnaround. They're going to have to get some quick rest, probably ice, and try to get to the gym early still. You know, you want to still get there, get warm, get your body going, and but that's part of the league. That's part of playing professionally, right?
Well, this is all a brand new experience because in Taiwan, no matter it's at the academic level, the amateur level, or previously in the Super Basketball League, almost all your games take place in the same arena. We have a lot of scheduled games back to back.
Yeah.
You play at the same place for maybe a stretch of a week, and then you move on to another place.
Right.
It's a completely different experience, for especially the domestic players.
Yeah, definitely. The traveling is a lot different. I mean, we've had experiences where you play at the 7 o'clock game, and then the next day you play at the 3. But adding in the travel, you know, you got to get into the hotels, all of that. So it's a little bit different for some of these players, I'm sure.
Hashim to beat back in the game. Remember, 5 personal fouls, taking the hard bump, maybe a slight contusion on his thigh. So Lioneers have to deal with a lot. Curiously, through the timeout, they decide to take Liao Zhong out and sub him in with Pong Pong. Maybe for the matchup against Hashim to beat.
Yeah.
Tianhao trying to make some space, but Zhang Gengyu with confidence guarding him tightly. There's Tianhao through the middle. We'll give it up. There's a foul on Davis, a little bit too handsy. He doesn't seem to mind too much. This margin of victory would be the largest in the league, previously set by the Braves over the Dreamers. Believe it or not, that was last weekend, last Sunday. Braves jumped out to a large lead from the jump, scoring 42 points in the first quarter. That would be a plus league high.
Yeah.
Well, it's a new league, so it's pretty common to see all these records go this way and that. Yeah. Thrown into the front court, or the back court, turnover Lioneers. You know, we talked about last week, that's a game for the Pilots to forget. Looks like the Lioneers gotta need that MIB memory wipe. Set that to...
Yeah, I mean, each game, especially with the matchups, you know, each game is different, so.
Taking their time to inbound it. I think they realized they had the ball in. Now they're all right, but Goggle Hall is applying a lot of pressure, running out of time. Just across the timeline with that pass to Davis. Zhang Gengyu, who sounded really winded in that halftime interview. Maybe we could have picked somebody else, but really his performance really has justified it. Now Shi Jian with a tough step back. just short. Lucky to get anything.
Yeah, I see them gone back into a man.
Davis, another three.
He's on fire today. Everything's working for him today.
If you guys in the chat know his personal high for three-pointers, we'd like to know. Lioneers still stuck at 48 points. Oscar missing the floater. Hashim to beat fouled on the offensive rebound. That was Davis. His third personal. I don't think they mind too much of getting into the bonus by now.
They played great defense all the way up to the last 8 seconds, and you have Q taking a three. I think for the Lioneers, I think they'll take that most of the time. Q's really just had a stroke tonight.
Free throw goes down, and finally off the 48-point mark. Number I like for Pablo Sandoval for you MLB fans, but gonna move into 49. Ling Liren applying pressure to Davis, but he's dribbling it through, almost losing it, and out of bounds off of Lioneer. Referees want to talk it over first.
I think this one will be overturned.
That's definitely something I notice about the referees we have in the Plus League. They're willing to talk it over with each other. They know it's a long game, so.
And that's good. You know, if another, you know, the refs aren't perfect, so if they see something that they can help their colleague out, they saw at a different angle, as long as you get to play right.
Hey, number 23, Chen Jihuan's in the game. He saw very limited action in the first half. In fact, didn't even make it onto the floor. Some active hands by the Lioneers. Hsinchu forces up the shot. I don't think that's what the coaches want out of him, even though he might be one of their bigger threats on offense. Oscar through the middle. Can't hit with a floater again. Something about the sidelines here in Taoyuan not working for him. Another bad miss.
Yeah, I mean they've been playing good defense since they switched to man, but they just gotta find a way to execute when you get the rebound.
After a short stint, Chen Jihuan out of the game along with Si Jinyao. Not a good stretch for them. So Davon Reed, Zhang Gengyu thrown way back, diving on the floor, and everybody's all right.
Good hustle.
Davon Reed kind of a little bit with a limp. Hopefully he's okay as Henry gets fouled on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, good aggressive drive to the basket. Kind of a Euro step to get squeezed right by Pong Pong.
Sometimes Sun Guanchen doesn't get up all that high. And the one time he and the one time he does jump, he gets stepped around.
Yeah, he usually he just needs to kind of stay put, and if you run through him or around him, then cheers to you. You did a good job, but I think he doesn't need to. I think his strong point is not blocking shots up top.
Henry makes the free throw. Lioneers get it to down 25. An ugly performance that I'm sure they're soon to forget. Still applying good pressure, and Oscar pokes it away. Henry will get the credit for the steal, but Oscar did the work. Now to the hoop, another Euro. Laid it up short. Pong Pong there with the defense, the buzzer. Hitting the backboard. Zhang Gengyu with a rare miss today.
Yeah.
A fantastic quarter for the Pilots. The Lioneers, 11 points. That must be a league low for one quarter. We'll be back with the end of this game. After the break, stay with us. Thank you for watching the Plus League. Can the Taoyuan Pilots finally break through against the first place Braves? Tomorrow, the Taoyuan Pilots take on the Taipei Fubon Braves here in the hangar, as I like to call it. Hey, the Braves took their first loss against the Dreamers, and with their loss to the Lioneers, they got one more team that got to get that undefeated record ruined. Zhang Geyun from the corner. Ball will be poked out. Him. Kind of joked about the buzzer beater half-court shot in the fourth quarter. Davon Reed, no resistance, easy bucket for him.
Yeah, he didn't get too many looks in that third quarter. Decided to go get it himself.
Hashim to beat, not tall enough. Interesting bodying over here. Not called for the foul. That'll lead to Ling Ming Yi. Missed shot, and to beat, still fighting hard with a putback. 2 points.
A strong offensive rebound and turnaround shot from him.
Still playing a little bit. Now Davon Reed.
I've been doing great job of just kind of doing that kind of a back screen, flare screen for all the shooters in the corners. Multiple times this game already.
Rolling in and out, that was Limi. Oscar trying to assist. Now Pompong all the way to the hoop with a Maikin drill, 2 more points. I was gonna say the Lioneers, a little bit better start to the quarter, but we'll see about that. Hashim to beat, still playing hard underneath, but out of the play this time. Davon Reed with another rebound. He's got a game high 13. The pump fake to the hoop, down to Davis. Hashim to beat there though, easy block. See, Hashim to beat, so tall, arm so long, really he should not get in the air.
He really doesn't need to. I mean, if he stays put and at that time when you shoot it, you know, he's waiting for you to shoot. He didn't even jump on that one, but you know, sometimes he can wait for you to release it before he jumps, and he still has time to block your shot.
So 6 block shots, ties his personal high and the plus league high, set by Hashim to beat. Going by Hashim the Dream on Twitter. Davon Reed through the middle, to Zhang Geyun down low and one.
Another great pass and just a backdoor cut. Just moving without the ball really, because you know, tend to, especially on the defense, on the help side, you tend to watch the ball a little bit. So you move without the ball, teammates find you for an open look.
So Davis making 3 of 3 3-pointers in the third quarter. Zhang Geyun not too far behind though in the scoring category, 20 points. Gotta knock down one of those 3 to tie Davis, leading the game with 23. Always a chance at the line. And it's 3 points the old-fashioned way. Well, fortunately, James, we and our audience might be looking ahead. You were coached by Roger Xu Jingze for, is it most of your career? All of your career?
I think I want to say all of my career.
I'm a little afraid to ask, but certainly maybe a privilege.
I would say some good, some bad. But we won, you know, we won 4 championships together, so I can't say anything bad. But you know, he definitely has his experience in the way of running a team, and I think he changed a lot too through the course of our team, because you know, at the beginning we didn't have imports, and once you had imports, he had to kind of cater to how to you know, incorporate them into our team, and then we had some of the guys like Sean, Xing'an, you know, come to our team. So some of the veteran guys that came, so you had to kind of manage some personalities. And we had a pretty good team, you know. So we had guys like Winston, you know, we had Doug, we had a lot of guys. So just trying to find good minutes for the whole, you know, for the whole team really.
Tough turnaround for Tabi, but he's tall enough, able to hit the bank shot.
The left hand too.
Davon Reed from the corner and another rattler. 3 points from the left side.
Yeah, that basket must look really big right now for them, especially up 30 points now, so they're shooting with a lot of confidence.
This is what people were fearful of for the Jiko Lioneers. not in terms of effort, but really not having that offensive firepower. Right now, sitting at 56 points. That would be a league low, previously set by the Lioneers, 67 points. I think that was against the Braves at their place. Oscar with a foul, trying to spark his team for at least have a good finish. So given that they have a little bit more time to prepare, what do you think Roger has for the Braves on their way up to Taoyuan after a Saturday loss?
Well, I'm sure he'll be looking to, to get a win at least through this weekend. So I'm sure they'll watch the game footage of today, kind of see how to attack the defense of the Pilots, and also, how to guard them, because multiple guys have got going today, and they'll probably carry that momentum into tomorrow's game too.
Kind of oopsie turnover by the Pilots. Now Calvin is trying to go all the way. Fortunate to get the out of bounds call. So at least they keep possession, but it almost looked like a disaster. The biggest reason for the consecutive losses for the Pilots, as Hashim gets the foul, they love that inbound play with him just sitting in the middle. A little bit tense down low right now. They're just talking it over. Hashim, Pom Pom, a couple of our officials, they're going to go to the monitor and check it out. So maybe a little bit of doubt about possible unsportsmanlike foul. From behind, that was Zhang Yu. And from the front, I mean, it was Davon Reed, and it really takes a whole village to take down Hashim to beat. Credit to him for staying in there.
Yeah, I don't think anything dirty on that play. Just caught it high, took a power dribble, and try to, take it right into the chest of Pom Pom. And, just a foul. I think a common foul on this one.
So in there, actually called for the unsportsmanlike foul.
Wow.
And on one of the stars of the game, Zhang Yu.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
His third personal foul. I believe that is his first unsportsmanlike foul. In the Plus League, they accumulate these special fouls, they call them.
Oh, okay.
Straight shot to the back.
That's definitely not a play on the ball.
Be his first unsportsmanlike foul in the Plus League. Like I mentioned, there's an accumulation system where if you get 6 of such fouls, that's a fine and a suspension from the game. But one of the new rules that the league had to make during the season was some very, shall we say, flagrant, intense, and very intentional fouls that the league felt necessary to also put a penalty on.
Yeah, I think there's something new for the league to really address, and I think it's good that they're at least addressing the issue. In terms of the fines, I know people are unhappy with the fines, saying that that doesn't hurt them at all. That's pocket change, but I think they'll address it, as the season goes on, see where to make adjustments. Oh, they didn't see the shot clock on that.
Started with a lot less time than they imagined. They probably thought it was a full 24, but because of the foul, only 14. On the other side for the Lioneers, they have the tough nighttime, daytime road trip. I mentioned, James said recovery is important, getting to the arenas early.
Yeah.
I think the messaging in the locker room is also important too.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to lose a game, even if it's big, but you don't want to really let the team morale down. So I'm sure they want to still finish off strong the rest of this game.
Pom Pom's mid-range one-handed shot off the mark. Now Xiaoshui with his attack the rim.
Oh, good attack, good finish with the right hand. He's a lefty, so it's a great finish.
On the slender side of things, but that time with a good body control. Reed receives the handoff, and it's a trap by the Lioneers. There's Zhang Yu from the left side with a line drive. Splash!
Still feeling good.
What do you know? Now leading the game with 24 points. Hey, isn't that their slogan? Hey, that's a surprising stat. 1 for 5 from three-point land. Lioneers with the bucket. Down low, Pom Pom. That's another fast break bucket for him.
Yeah, and the Pilots want to do that. They want to get out early, push it in transition, get easy buckets.
There he goes again, Taoyuan with a layup line bucket. The team's opening things up as Williams goes to the hoop. I mean, back and forth they go. Good for everybody's stats.
Yeah, at this point, you need to get stops. If you want to get even try to get remotely back in the game, you need to get some stops.
I think it's important if they could just win the fourth quarter. Reed with Williams guarding him tough. Baseball pass by Hsinchu to beat. Now there's a dunk attempt.
Nice finish.
Great play.
Bring a lot of energy off the bench for them.
Hsinchu to beat with the baseball pass is Yi with a poster. He had one of the highlight two-handed dunks in the preseason, showing it off maybe in garbage time. In game 23, we'll be back with the rest of the action after the break. Back here in Taoyuan. James, you had a chance to maybe flip through the plus book, the P book, as we get a look at Yi. Well, Taoyuan, you have some good moments and you have times where you're a little bit late.
Yeah.
You're a little bit late on the
I mean, this is when, even in garbage time, this is when you want to earn your minutes. You know, you want to show the coach that you come on, play hard, bring the energy. So this is great time for any of the young guys too.
So I brought a copy of the plus book, James.
This is great. Yeah, I love this. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take this copy home.
All right.
Or is this your copy? You gotta keep it.
No, it's for you.
Okay, awesome.
No, I'm just curious. You just flipped through really quickly. Any individual that you're in particular gonna take a look at first?
I don't know. I think it looks really well done though. You know, all the pictures and just the marketing that each team's done has been really good so far. Just promoting the players, packaging them. This is what we need. We want these players to really get the attention they deserve for the hard work that they put in.
Julian Wright, that pass knocked away. Don't forget the guys in the suits. Chen, also an article in there. That's Chen Xing'an. We call him the jump man of Taiwan. A little bit floor bound right now. Lioneers don't get a shot off.
But both teams still playing hard. Like to see that. You don't want to see a team even down 30. You don't want to see them just give up, because you're going to carry that same kind of momentum, energy into tomorrow's game.
The Pilots, interesting quirk in the schedule, have 11 straight home games. This is game, I'm going to count my numbers. 9, 10. This is game 8 of 11. They have 3 more left, 1 before the Lunar New Year break. Finally, hopefully getting off the losing streak, but of course, 2 of them to the Taipei Fubon Braves, top team in the Plus League.
Yeah, and it's tough. They don't have fans here today. There's no fans in Taoyuan, so they got to find their own energy. The bench has been really active for them. With any shots, they've all been in together.
When the going is good, there's Ling Yaozong with another bucket.
And the view of the bench again. Everyone's standing up, cheering. They're up 30, but they're still into it. So you got to find your own energy when there's no fans.
Just rimming out. Julian Wright missing the and one opportunity. Second foul on number 6, Guan Dayo. Matchup of kind of similar guys. Liao Song maybe a little thicker than Xiao Sun-yi.
Yeah, about the same height. Both can really jump.
Right, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Hashim to beat, laying prone near the Lioneers bench, probably already getting the recovery started. Off of Williams, Guan Dayo will get it back. Still some time. He's driving all the way to the hoop, and 2 points, his first of the game. You know, Guan Dayo has been seeing his role increase on the team previously, a rotation minutes guy, but eventually so important that the team was playing him for all 12 minutes of the fourth.
Yeah, I mean,
Williams
and
from 3.
he starts on defense. You know, he plays good defense, so you earn your minutes, you earn your trust through your coach by playing good defense, and then he's shown that he can score the ball too.
It seems like every team in the Plus League has, you know, maybe, shall we say, a smaller, not ball-handly one. Here's a block shot, Xiao Sun-yi. So Guan Dayo's for the Pilots, maybe guys like Yang Sen-yin for the Dreamers. Brims in, that's Calvin, Chen Li-huan. Maybe like Lai Ting-en with the Braves.
Yeah.
And
just, how would you say, feisty?
Oh, feisty
just,
is a good word.
You know, very, you know, they pressure the ball well.
Zhang Gengyu through the middle, through contact. As Metcalf would say, putting his time in the gym. Staying upright, receiving the contact.
Is that his saying? Putting his time in the gym?
Well, he has something to say about everybody when it comes to their weight room. This guy spent too much time. This guy, not enough time. So funny moment.
Interesting.
Was it 2 weekends ago when Chen Jinghuan bodied Evan Li Jiarui, who's much taller, but much slight of figure. Of course, Metcalf got to put more time in the weight room. Just missing time with my colleague, Mao Jiaen, as a coach and player.
He was my assistant coach, you know, when...
Oh, right.
Toward the last few years. So, you know, I somewhat played under him. He was good. Great. Started off as a, you know, video guy for the NBA. Came back and, you know, just found a role for him, and then ended up doing a great job, even as a head coach too.
Maybe a fan favorite.
With his bow tie.
With his bow tie
game. He has a strong bow tie game.
You know, I never understood why in Taiwan they call it a juju, but that's just how they address bow ties.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
good question.
Maybe we should ask the chat. Julian Wright, faking through the middle. His right hand floater is good. So actually, the Lioneers only down by 3 if you're just looking at the fourth quarter score total. Much better performance by them. Liao Zhou, no fear against Julian Wright. Well, he has to get it out. There's Xiao Fuxing, the lucky star. Number 18, he's in the game for the first time. That's like Guowei. Really cool nickname. Williams buys the foul on Angry Bird. Well, buys the foul as in Mandarin Mai Fan Gui.
Yeah.
There's your Mandarin lesson that we're known for in the Plus League English broadcast.
Yeah, it's a strong move. Yeah, the same. You know, he's a little bit in the garbage time, but still trying to find his rhythm. Trying to get some more confidence from the coaching staff too.
He'll inbound from the baseline. Xiao Sun-yi will receive. Going one-on-one against the much shorter Lai Guowei, and gets another foul. The Lioneers in the bonus for the rest of 3 minutes, so that's more free throw practice for them. Not probably what Kobe Lewin wants, but when that mismatch happens, you're getting a foul.
Yeah,
it'd be worth it.
And he was aggressive, so you know that's what he's brought the energy at least.
Timeout, so the players can catch their breath. As remind you, tomorrow's matchup at 2:30 in Zhanghua, the Formosa Taixing Dreamers face the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers. And here in Taoyuan, the Pilots take on the Taipei Football Braves with the English broadcast. Listening into Coach Yang Yifeng's huddle with his team. I say that a lot of the time, leading the game with various statistics. That's the pilot slogan. Flying high, kind of incorporating the pilots and the flying theme. They say Taoyuan is like the gateway to Taiwan, the biggest international airport. Somewhere in this area, Taoyuan International Airport. James, do I dare ask, when was the last time you were overseas on a international flight?
Oh man, it's been a year, over a year. It was last January. I went back to Texas and also California, and right when I landed, it was crazy. The day I landed back in Taiwan was I opened my phone when I was on the plane still, and everyone was posting about Kobe and the airplane crash.
Wow.
That's the day I came back, and I haven't left Taiwan since then. Been trying to go back home to see my parents, but
the anniversary of the tragic death of 9 people from that helicopter ride, including, of course, Kobe Bryant, his daughter, friends. Maybe they would even consider them family on board. Very unfortunate.
Just a tragic.
Really for the community out there.
Yeah, really for the, I mean, definitely for LA, but for just the whole, you know, the basketball world out there, right? Just a shock.
Kobe Bryant remembered fondly in the Plus League office. They have, in Mandarin, they call it Mamba Jingsen. Maybe a little bit different from mentality, more of like spirit.
Yeah.
There's an offensive foul. Ling Liren got Davon Reed in the face. A replay of that. Trying to make room, but that left hand, too aggressive. I mean, did just enough to get the shot off. Davon Reed still putting in time. Kadeem Jack. Maybe resting up for tomorrow. He's got a tough matchup, whether it's Charles Garcia or Ihor Zaisev, even Michael Singletary with a lot of bulk. Posing challenges.
They'll need him. They'll need him tomorrow. So hopefully there's no injury. Just getting some extra rest today.
Hopefully that's the case. Lioneers with all domestic players on the floor. Williams tries to buy the foul, just gets rimmed. You know, in English we say he's selling the foul, but in Mandarin we say he's trying to buy the foul from the referees. A little basketball economics for you. Davon Reed to the hoop for 2 more points. The Lioneers with a better 4th quarter, shall we say, breaking the season low that they set against the Braves, but still a bad loss nonetheless.
Yeah, the 3rd quarter was pretty crucial for them.
Now Calvin wins up with the basketball, and the Pilots want to make one more adjustment with 100 seconds left on the game clock. Maybe get Davon Reed out of the game.
Yeah, make sure the last minute 40, you know, no one comes up with a, you know, accidental injury or anything like that. Get ready to get some rest for tomorrow.
We'll be going to our Lunar New Year's break. James, you're gonna stay in the northern part of the island, or you got other places to go, family to visit?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Taipei for most of the time. We're gonna make a trip out to Yilan for a few days with some friends and family. You know, used to be during this time when I was playing, I'll always be, you know, trying to go somewhere, at least in Southeast Asia, right? Go to go to Thailand, go to somewhere Japan, but you know, now it's a new world, so we're, you know, hoping everyone can still stay safe, everyone do their part, just get back to normalcy, right?
Of course. One unfortunate but maybe opportunistic opportunity in Taiwan was actually because the government, city officials, and everyone's pitching in to keep us all safe from COVID-19. Actually, tourism in the southern parts of the island
it's been booming. You can't even get a villa or mingsu. You can't get one down south. So I guess it's, you know, it's good for parts of Taiwan.
The one place that does struggle a lot is the hotel industry in the northern part in Taipei, because most people live out here.
Yeah, true.
Well, I should live up there. We're in Taoyuan right now. Evan with a wraparound foul. Pilot's bench not happy about that one. A little dangerous.
Up around the neck area, so.
Looks like the referees are going to go to the monitor again. Not only the Lioneers, quite frankly, played very poorly, also a lot of very questionable, rough plays.
Yeah, I think, you know, and it's natural when you're down by so much, you know, some of the motions come out, some of the tempers. So, but you know, it's part of the game, I know, but you want to try to keep everything still under control. And I think the refs, you know, been doing a good job, even though it's not going to affect the outcome of the game, but they want to make sure that, you know, the players are still playing the game right.
Evan Li Jiarui was named to Chinese Taipei's select team to work out before they make their trips to various FIBA contests.
Yeah, I like his game. I like his game a lot. I think he needs to be even more aggressive. I think he's a big part of this team from their offensive standpoint. You know, he can shoot the three. He can put the ball on the floor. If he can be kind of that guy that can be, you know, at the free throw line area, you know what I mean? Like being able to facilitate, especially during the zone, because the past few games against the zone, they had a tough time breaking it. So I think he's a good like four-man that can do that for them.
Nice tic-tac-toe passing, but the Lioneers block it and throw it right out of bounds. So Li Jiarui Evan, 26 years old, along with Gao Guohao, were the representatives from the Lioneers. But Team Chinese Taipei won't be going anywhere this year because of COVID. They're working through the logistics of that. Certainly hoping all people in all sports find safe and productive ways to keep your sanity, but health comes first. Missed shot by Angry Bird. Pilots still get the offensive rebound. A little bit of rough play down low, and Ling Yaozong receives from Chen Jinghuan. Let me ask you, James, if your team had a bad game like this, is there any remedies for forgetting about it post-game?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, they'll get back to the locker room. They'll address some of the ways, you know, that they can either come out of the half better, because, you know, the third quarter was very crucial for them. That really decided the game for them. So, you know, maybe it's coming out of the halftime. They'll go back and see what they could have done better. I'm sure the coaching staff will kind of do their part to look at it as well. But probably just look at film and just see, you know, where this game kind of slipped away from them, and then make an adjustment. You know, they're all professionals. They'll know how to you know, keep their spirits high and just come back, and it's a new day tomorrow, right?
Peng Junyuan utilizing the player 30-second timeout, runs up court and taps the shoulder. The referees that time was aware. They're also making that adjustment, recognizing that player timeout. Now, if you're the Pilots, how do you figure out what your mindset is against the Braves, toughest team in the league, but one game left before the holiday break?
Yeah, I'm sure they want to end the weekend right. So it's a different team tomorrow. They'll probably look at film again, either tomorrow before the game sometime or in the morning, just to see where to go up against that matchup. So you know, just keep the momentum going for them.
In the game is Xiao Shuanyi, Ling Lingrun, Evan, and that's Calvin, Chen Linghuan, and Williams for the Pilots. One of the best nicknames is Xiao Fuxing Laiguo, a lucky star for his more academic days. When his pickup games, they always somehow come away with the victories. Got one of those very, very cute, but also very practical, really confidence-boosting kind of nicknames. Number 18. So Jinghuan, Angry Bird, Manimal, and the hero really for today's game for the Pilots, Zhang Gengyu, on for the Pilots. On your screen, Hashim to beat. He's playing hard, but not nearly as effective. Right now, on the bench, 17 points for the game as Kenny Gall, general manager, looks on. I don't know why that foul was committed. 28-point lead, Taoyuan Pilots.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he played well on the defensive end. You know, offensively, I think he tried to do what he could, but a lot of it also, you know, depends on your other guys on the team. You know, if they're attacking, you know, he's there for offensive rebounds. He's not really a Joel Embiid type where you're throwing the ball to him and just watching him play, right? So he's got to feed off his other teammates too. So when he has good games, it also is direct correlation with his teammates' aggressiveness.
The Pilots put on a trap and commit another foul. That time Calvin with the offensive rebound. More free throw practice. You know, really the Lioneers lost it at not the turnovers, not the block shots, that's even right now. Not even the steal department, and sure the assist department, 29-14. But 23 offensive rebounds for the Pilots. Shooting percentage also a huge difference.
And you know, when they're in that third quarter playing a lot of zone, to be honest, the hardest part of it is coming up with the rebound, because you're not actually guarding a player where you can just box that player out. You have to actively seek out a person in that area to box out. So when you're playing a zone, you know, the hardest part is, you know, finishing that play off with a rebound.
It's true. I gotta say, this is maybe one of the more frustrating parts of watching the Lioneers in the end game. They still want to play it out, try to maximize their possessions toward the end, but
I think it may be, you know, because it's, you know, some of the younger players on the court, they want to maybe practice some of their full court presses or stuff like that. I think it's more about them getting in some practice time, running some plays and stuff like that.
But for you, the fans, we're thinking of you, and also for the players when it comes to their recovery and their preparation for the next game tomorrow. So a little bit of intensity still left.
Even for the Pies, you see them trapping it. It's more for, you know, they're practicing how they get in position for a trap, because you never know. Maybe tomorrow they'll try to put in this trap, you know, for a tight game, or you know, maybe they even start one of the second halves.
It was tough defense and a double foul. Chen Jinhuan and Gao Guohao. I was speaking to one of the reporters before the game, Andy, who writes for Sports Vision here in Taiwan. We were talking in the preseason, Chen Jinhuan was actually one guy he was looking forward to seeing, number 23.
Yeah.
Kind of right now relegated to being one of the pests on defense.
Yeah.
The veteran forward.
I mean, he has a lot of experience, but you know, I think it's more of a testament to the other guys who have stepped up and played really well for the Pilots, as opposed to him, you know, not playing so well. But you know, you have two imports, you also have Q, so it's really only two other locals that are on the court at the same time. So if you're gonna be one of those guys that gets you know, consistent playing time, you either got to be producing offensively or you got to be a ball stopper for them.
This time Williams is doing his duty, committing the foul. So the Lioneers maybe with one more possession left. You know, the Pilots are ready to attack defensively and play aggressive. Kind of, it's not even so much a sense of pride, but a sense of competitive nature. Finish this game off. 111 points for the Pilots. Not quite a league high. That would be 115 by the Braves. Not a league low for the Lioneers, but quite frankly, one of their ugliest games in the Plus League.
Came out really flat in the third quarter, even at the beginning of this game, a little bit flat. So hopefully they'll do a better job the next game.
A lot of shaking heads, frustration. quite frankly, for both sides, I mean, the pilots didn't like to have to be dragged into such a long game in the end. Lioneers, after taking the big L, will head to Zhanghua for their road trip. Continuing on, and the pilots will stay here as the home team. Like we said, matched up with the Braves tomorrow. Very productive night for the pilots in terms of the scoring category. Everyone got on the board except Sun Xiao, and curiously Kadeem Jack, standing courtside, is the coach for the pilots, Yang Yifeng. Asked about the fourth quarter, how the pilots even called their own timeouts why he called so many timeouts, and Coach Yang reminds us that oftentimes the pilots struggle closing down games. So he wanted to make sure the guys were on their cues and got their emphasis right. So he reminding them to play hard toward the end and finish games off strong. Won't matter when the games are tight. Now asked about the matchups against Tabid and the various other import players, especially last week against Lioneers. Coach says that they need to completely flip the game up and be the aggressors. Now Corey asking about the absence of Kadeem Jack. Coach Yang reminding us that the domestic players were playing good and had a chance to show themselves off and finish this game off with a victory, partly also to save Jack for tomorrow. Now asked about Zhang Gengyu, number 29, with 27 points, his first year with the pilots. How he's incorporated into the team. Coach Yang reminding us that the pilots, if you look certain places of the roster, are pretty young. I mean, Zhang Gengyu was a scoring leader in his college days, so he definitely provides a high degree of value. And competitive for the pilots, they take this one. We'll be back with some post-game analysis after the last break. Thanks for sticking with us through a, quite frankly, a pretty rough performance by the Lioneers, and the Pilots in the end victorious, getting one back. 111 to 82 is the final score. James, we've been talking. The really big key is the Pilots offense against the Lioneers zone, and the biggest factor is Zhang Genyu, 27 points.
Yeah, I think in that third quarter, you know, it was a big. I think it was a big part for the Pilots to really attack the zone well. I think that, you know, I think the Lioneers kind of stayed in the zone a little bit too long. I'm sure they'll go back and look at it, but once they started to hit a couple threes, a couple high-low passes, you know, I think that's probably when you want to try to switch up the defense a little bit. Him particularly, he did a great job of finding his spots. I see him kind of as he plays a little bit like a Klay Thompson. You know, he's moving, constantly moving, looking for his open shot, and once you hit a couple threes, the closeouts, you attack him even easier, right?
All good points. Thanks for James bringing the color commentary. Tomorrow, Sunday, February 7th, as we mentioned, the Lioneers go down to Sanghua, take on the Dreamers. The Braves come up here to Taoyuan. The Pilots with a little bit more confidence into the last game of the first half, the Plus League season, before we go on to our Lunar New Year break. Everyone, 新年快乐. We'll see you soon.
Happy New Year's.